Stage 4 of the OVO Energy Tour of Britain would take the riders 173.2 kilometres from Gateshead, taking in England's northern Pennines through County Durham and Cumbria before a tough uphill finish in the South Lakeland town of Kendal to complete the stage. Going into stage 4, Matteo Trentin had a 7-second advantage over Davide Cimolai, with Mathieu van der Poel sitting third at 11 seconds. Again, the big attacks from the gun. Almost 3,000 metres of climbing on the stage. It would be Dylan van Baarle that eventually got clear for Team Ineos. He was joined at the front by Axel Domon. They went towards the first intermediate sprint of the day in Wickham with 160.7 kilometres to go. Van Baarle rolling through on the front. Domon happy to let him have the points and the bonus seconds. Matteo Trentin in the race leader's green jersey swept up another 1 second in the sprint for third. Team Ineos then sent Eddie Dunbar up the road. He crossed the gap on his own and latched on to the trio just as they started the first King of the Mountains of the day at Snod's Edge. 4.3 kilometres in length, an average gradient of just over 3%, but with maximum gradients of 14. Trentin was looking for some help and allies in the form of Davide Cimolai. Dunbar crested the summit to take the maximum points ahead of Van Baarle, but behind it was the battle between Dries de Bont and Jacob Scott, who was wearing the Skoda King of the Mountains jersey, with de Bont getting the best of his rival on this occasion. On to Bollyhope Common, the second climb of the day. The slope started to bite. Average gradient of 7.8%, but maximum ramps of up to 16.4. Domon went over the top and took the maximum points on the Category 1 climb. There was no respite for the riders on the stage, just a short descent before they started to climb again. De Bont and Scott were battling for the points for fourth place behind, and it would be the Swift Carbon Pro Cycling rider in the leader's jersey that this time got the better of the Corendon Circus man to add to his tally. On to Kirby Stephen for the second sprint of the day. The breakaway group were building their advantage. They rolled through on formation, Van Baarle ahead of Domon and Dunbar. As some of the uncategorised climbs started to bite, it was job done for Dunbar. He took the time in drop back to the peloton. It was Dylan van Baarle that then distanced Axel Domon. And for the former winner of the Tour of Britain, he was then alone at the head of the race. Was it too far out to hang on to the finish through Sedbergh? And he added another 3 seconds to his tally. He went into the stage 25 seconds down behind. Rory Townsend in the Red Iceberg Sprints jersey was just edged out for second place by the stage winner from Newcastle, Dylan Groenewegen. On to the final categorised climb of the day at Gawthorpe. A Cat 3, the gap was down, and this is where the race proper started. Gianni Moscon came through to the front for Team Ineos. Mathieu van der Poel was up there. Ben Hermans made his move with Teish Benoot on the wheel. He went over the top and took the points. Pavel Sivakov put in a big dig for Team Ineos from a group that was now slimming down to the contenders for this year's Tour of Britain. The peloton had fractured behind, 25k to go. Sivakov tried again. Armand Grøndal Jansen got onto him. On again, the uncategorised climbs, Mathieu van der Poel made his move, but he was covered strongly. Mitchelton Scott were defending for Matteo Trentin. Tony Galopin of AG2 Arla Mondial was the next rider to try his hand. Galopin would be joined at the head of the race by Ben Hermans of Israel Cycling Academy and James Shaw of the Swift Carbon Pro Cycling team. Through 10 kilometres to go, and they were building an almost 30-second advantage over the chase group. Trentin had used up all his teammates in the chase behind. It was now down to the man in the leader's jersey to try and bring things back under control. Within 2 kilometres to go, the steep climb up to the finish. The breakaway was in sight. Turnison led out from Clark, but the move would come in the man in red and white, Mathieu van der Poel, having been boxed in on the sprint up to Grey Street. Street made no mistake this time, launching his attack with 300 meters to go. And as he saw the line ahead of him, he was stretching his advantage. The man with his eye on the World Championships in Yorkshire in 2 weeks' time. Street clear, and he would open a 3-second advantage over the chasers. Van der Poel take the stage. It was a sprint between Clark and Jasper de Bois for second and third, with Ben Swift, the British champion, up there in fourth. There's where Mathieu van der Poel made his move. A perfect finish for the Dutchman. No one had any answer to the move by the man from Corendon Circus. He had to dig very, very deep to take this stage victory, but he made no mistake. One glance under the arm for Van der Poel. He knew he had it in the bag. The effort on the face of Mathieu van der Poel. Not only a stage victory, but he would take over in the green OVO Energy leaders jersey by a slender margin over Matteo Trentin. The effort of Van der Poel showed, but onto the podium, it was all smiles for the Corendon Circus man on stage 4. Confirmation of your top 10. Mathieu van der Poel takes the stage from Jasper de Bois, Simon Clark, Ben Swift with Grøndal Jansen, Van Asbrook, Marisa, Hermans, Trentin and Benoit, your top 10.
The OVO Energy Trophy and
the new leaders jersey. Mathieu van der Poel takes over at the top, but this race is still very, very tight, with 4 stages still to come into Manchester. Mathieu van der Poel now leads Matteo Trentin by 1 second. 7 seconds back to De Bois. Simon Clark at 14. Turnison at 15. Then 19 seconds back to Swift. Grøndal Jansen, Springers, Pollitt and Amador.